All right, so a list of the most talented teams in the NFL. Best projected starting lineups. Have you seen this?
No.
I think the Lions are in the top 2.
For
best projected starting lineup in the NFL.
Do I think they're in the top 2? No.
Okay. Top 4?
Yes.
Okay. The number 1 best projected starting lineup, according to multiple writers at ESPN, is the San Francisco 49ers. Biggest strength, offensive skill positions. God, I hope this Brandon Ayuk thing blows up in their face. Biggest weakness, offensive line. X factor for 2024, their defensive line. Non-starter to no receiver, Juwan Jennings. Kansas City Chiefs ranked number 2. Biggest strength, quarterback. Biggest weakness, offensive tackle. X factor, receivers Marquise Brown and Xavier Worthy. I would imagine with Rashee Rice's availability not known. Non-starter to no, linebacker Leo Chanel. Wasn't he from Wisconsin?
Yeah.
No way, Wisconsin linebacker. You don't say. Number 3 best starting lineup in the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens. Biggest strength, safety. Biggest weakness, guard. God, did they lose a guard?
Huh. Who'd they lose?
Kevin Zeitler is who they lost.
Who'd
to
they lose
Detroit.
to?
X Factor, defensive coordinator Zach Orr. Non-starter to no, edge rusher David Ajabo. The Michigan product. Number 4 best starting lineup in the NFL, the New York Jets.
I'm sorry. What's that?
Yep.
The Jets?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me all about the Jets.
Biggest strength, cornerback.
Corner?
Which I can see. Yep.
Sauce Gardner, sure.
Biggest weakness, safety. X factor, left tackle Tyron Smith. Okay, the real answer is Aaron Rodgers' Achilles, but after that, a lot hinges on Smith. Isn't Aaron Rodgers just his Achilles? Is it just his Achilles? Or is he likely to flake out? Non-starter to no, defensive tackle Solomon Thomas. Number 5 best starting projected lineups in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. I want to go back to the Jets.
See, I would have had the Lions in the top 4. I could see them being there. The Jets, I just don't see that.
I would be petrified with Aaron Rodgers being the captain of my ship.
Well, for the fragility or for the mental aspect?
Yep.
Okay. See, I think once he's back in camp, based on what we saw through Hard Knocks last year, I think he's all in once he's in the camp. The problem is that he could have helped things out, maybe move things along quicker if he had been in camp the entire time, like the mini camp.
He turns 41 next season.
Yeah.
And, I think when you basically miss an entire season at that age, what happens next? Who knows? Who knows? It's a hard thing to project. Now, I will admit, Gator, that typically when I'm evaluating players when they get up into older years, I'm pretty quick to start to dismiss them when they get into their high 30s and into their 40s. And maybe too quick, but I don't know. There's just all kinds of warning signs to me that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets could potentially be a disaster.
To me, the bigger concern would be his health reasons, not the flake out factor. Though it's a factor, but to me, it's the health stuff because he was getting banged up towards the last couple of years with Green Bay. The way that the Lions ended his Packers career was fantastic.
Fantastic.
And then you're starting up the next year and you're out a couple plays in the game. You're done because of the Achilles, and those aren't easy to come back from for anybody. But when you're 41, it's not easy. That's why my concerns.
One of my favorite Aaron Rodgers questions: who caught Aaron Rodgers' last pass at Lambeau Field as a Packer?
As a Packer?
Yep. Kirby Joseph caught Aaron Rodgers' last pass as a Packer.
Oh, I was thinking of the Packer that caught it, but
no.
Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Lions defensive backs.
So Lions' biggest strength, offensive line. Biggest weakness, safety. Another writer says, I'm getting picky here because this is a really good balanced roster. In fact, safety could prove to be a strength depending on how Brian Branch is deployed. X Factor, cornerbacks Carlton Davis and Terrion Arnold. Detroit invested in its weakness from last season, especially after release Cam Sutton, by trading for Davis, trading up in the NFL draft for Arnold, but that isn't guarantee of success. Davis is coming off a rough season in which he allowed 1.9 yards per coverage snap, the third most of any outside corner with at least 300 coverage snaps per NFL Next Gen stats. That's an interesting stat and a disturbing one. Non-starter to know, cornerback Alec Robertson. Robertson had strange charting stats last season in Las Vegas. He was 9th in success rate, but 83rd amongst qualifying cornerbacks in yards allowed per pass. He didn't allow a lot, but when he got beat, it was very, very bad. And the previous season was similar. If injuries force Robertson into Detroit's starting lineup, he has to avoid giving up those huge plays. So there you go. Lions with the 5th best roster. Dallas is 6th, 5th best starting lineup. Dallas is 6, Cincinnati 7, Houston 8, Buffalo 9, Philadelphia 10. Philadelphia down at 10.
Houston's at 8, huh? I thought they'd be higher than that.
You know what Houston is this year? They're what the Lions were last year. Houston's the it team.
And it happened quickly.
Yep. It did happen quickly.
1 year.